World War II mysteries that still remain unsolved. World War II, 1939 to 1945, was one of the most documented conflicts in human history, involving millions of soldiers, vast intelligence networks, and global media coverage. Yet despite decades of research, declassified documents, and historical investigation, many mysteries from the war remain unresolved. These unanswered questions continue to fascinate historians, researchers, and the public alike. Below are some of the most intriguing World War II mysteries that still puzzle the world. 1. The disappearance of Flight 19, 1945. In December 1945, 5 U.S. Navy training aircraft, known collectively as Flight 19, vanished during a routine mission over the Atlantic Ocean near Florida. Although the incident occurred shortly after World War II officially ended, it involved wartime aircraft, pilots, and navigation methods. All 5 planes disappeared without sending a clear distress signal. A rescue aircraft sent to search for them also vanished. No confirmed wreckage was ever found. While some experts blame navigation errors and harsh weather, the lack of physical evidence has fueled speculation, including theories linked to the Bermuda Triangle. Despite investigations, the exact fate of Flight 19 remains unknown. 2. Adolf Hitler's final fate. The official historical account states that Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his Berlin bunker on April 30, 1945, alongside Eva Braun. However, doubts persist due to limited physical remains, conflicting eyewitness testimonies, Soviet secrecy during early investigations. Fragments of skull and dental remains attributed to Hitler were later questioned by some researchers. Although most historians agree Hitler died in Berlin, conspiracy theories suggesting escape to South America continue to circulate, largely because no complete body was ever publicly displayed. 3. The lost Nazi gold and treasure. As Nazi Germany collapsed, vast amounts of stolen gold, artwork, and valuables mysteriously disappeared. Some of the most famous legends include the Nazi gold train, supposedly hidden in Poland, buried treasures in Austrian lakes, sunken shipments in the Baltic Sea. Despite numerous excavations and modern scanning technology, much of this treasure has never been recovered. Whether it was looted, destroyed, or remains hidden underground is still unknown. 4. Rudolf Hess's solo flight to Britain. In May 1941, Rudolf Hess, one of Hitler's closest deputies, flew alone to Scotland in a bizarre and unauthorized mission. Key mysteries include: why did Hess believe he could negotiate peace with Britain? Did Hitler secretly approve the mission? Was Hess mentally unstable or acting on hidden intelligence? The British government classified many related documents for decades. Even today, historians debate whether Hess acted alone or was part of a failed back-channel peace effort. 5. The vanishing of the Amber Room. Known as the eighth wonder of the world, the Amber Room was a lavish chamber decorated with amber panels, gold leaf, and mirrors. Stolen by Nazi forces from the Soviet Union in 1941, last seen in Königsberg, modern-day Kaliningrad, disappeared during Allied bombing or German retreat. Some believe it was destroyed, while others claim it lies hidden in underground bunkers or was sunk in the Baltic Sea. Despite decades of searches, no confirmed trace has been found. 6. Operation Valkyrie's missing evidence. Operation Valkyrie was the famous 1944 plot by German officers to assassinate Hitler. While the attempt failed, many details remain unclear. Were there more conspirators than officially recorded? Did some high-ranking Nazis secretly support the plot? Were documents destroyed to protect survivors? Because the Gestapo executed many suspects quickly, much evidence was lost, leaving historians with an incomplete picture of how close the plotters came to success. 7. The fate of the USS Indianapolis survivors' distress calls. After delivering key components of the atomic bomb, the USS Indianapolis was sunk by a Japanese submarine in July 1945. Nearly 900 sailors were left stranded in the ocean. Distress signals were allegedly sent but ignored. Rescue arrived only after days of suffering. To this day, it remains unclear why warning signals were missed or dismissed, and whether more lives could have been saved with a faster response. 8. Japan's secret biological weapons data. Japan's Unit 731 conducted horrific biological and chemical experiments during the war. After Japan's surrender, many scientists avoided prosecution. The United States reportedly gained access to research data. Much documentation disappeared or was classified. The full extent of these experiments and how the data was used remains partially hidden, making it one of World War II's darkest and most controversial mysteries. 9. The lost submarines of World War II. Hundreds of submarines from all sides vanished during World War II without a trace. Some were never officially recorded as destroyed. Others disappeared with no distress signals. Wrecks remain undiscovered even today. Each missing submarine represents unanswered questions about naval warfare, technology failures, or undiscovered battle sites. Conclusion. Despite modern technology, satellite imaging, and access to declassified archives, World War II still guards many of its secrets. Lost treasures, unexplained disappearances, secret missions, and missing evidence remind us that history is not always complete or tidy. These mysteries persist not because of a lack of curiosity, but because war destroys records, silences witnesses, and scatters truth across borders and oceans. As new discoveries emerge, some answers may finally come to light, but others may remain unsolved forever. 10. The mystery of the Ghost Army. During World War II, the U.S. Army deployed the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, famously known as the Ghost Army. Their mission: deceive German forces using inflatable tanks, sound effects, and fake radio transmissions. Many operations were successful, but records were classified for decades. Mysteries include: how effective were these operations in terms of saved lives and diverted attacks? Were there secret missions that were never disclosed? Even after declassification, researchers suspect that many details of the Ghost Army's campaigns remain hidden, leaving historians to piece together their full impact. 11. The fate of the Nazi UFOs. A controversial mystery surrounds alleged Nazi flying disc experiments. Some Nazi scientists reportedly developed prototypes resembling modern UFOs. These experiments allegedly took place in secret bases in Germany and occupied territories. Evidence is largely anecdotal, consisting of post-war testimonies and declassified intelligence files. Whether these devices ever flew, or if this was purely propaganda, remains unresolved and continues to inspire conspiracy theories. 12. The sinking of the Wilhelm Gustloff. The German ship Wilhelm Gustloff was sunk by a Soviet submarine in January 1945, while carrying civilians and military personnel fleeing East Prussia. Over 9,000 people died, making it one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. Why were so few survivors rescued, and why did this tragedy remain largely unknown for decades? Many aspects of the sinking, including exact numbers and survivor testimonies, are still debated. Some researchers believe more evidence about the ship's route and warnings could exist in undiscovered archives. 13. The disappearance of the missing spies. World War II had an intense intelligence war, with spies operating behind enemy lines. Many Allied and Axis spies vanished without a trace. Some were captured or executed, but records were destroyed or classified. Mysteries include the identity of anonymous agents listed in wartime intelligence files, the true missions of certain disappeared spies, particularly in France, Poland, and the Balkans. Even today, some World War II espionage operations remain shrouded in secrecy, with files only partially released. 14. The secret of Hitler's werewolf program. As Nazi Germany faced imminent defeat, Hitler ordered the creation of Werewolf, a guerrilla resistance network designed to fight behind Allied lines. Small units were trained to sabotage, assassinate, and terrorize. Many historians question whether Werewolf was ever effective. Mysteries include the full extent of werewolf operations in post-war Germany. How many deaths or acts of sabotage were actually attributed to these fighters? While werewolf never became the major threat Hitler envisioned, official records are sparse, and many incidents remain unexplained. 15. The mystery of the lost Japanese submarine. Question 52. The Japanese cargo submarine. I-52 was sunk in 1944 while transporting gold and strategic materials to Germany. The ship was located decades later in the Atlantic, but much of its cargo is still missing. Some historians and treasure hunters believe parts of the cargo may remain trapped in the wreck. This raises questions about the full extent of Axis covert trade networks and what valuable cargo might still lie undiscovered. 16. The disappearance of the Blue Diamond. Loot during the war, the Nazis looted countless precious gems from occupied countries. One of the most legendary is the so-called Blue Diamond, stolen from Belgium. Its whereabouts remain unknown. Many post-war treasure hunters and private collectors speculate it was smuggled into Switzerland or hidden in private vaults. The story of the Blue Diamond illustrates how World War II treasures were scattered and concealed, leaving some to vanish without a trace. Closing thoughts. World War II was not only a war of weapons and strategy, but also a war of secrets, disappearances, and enigmas. From lost treasures to covert operations, missing ships, and mysterious deaths. The war left more questions than answers. Strange and dark mysteries of World War II. Even decades after the war ended, some stories remain so bizarre or terrifying that they border on the unbelievable. These mysteries reveal the war's shadowy corners, from secret experiments to unexplained phenomena. 17. Unit 731, Japan's secret human experiments. One of the darkest mysteries of World War II involves Unit 731, a covert Japanese military program in occupied China. Scientists conducted horrific biological and chemical experiments on the thousands of prisoners. Experiments included testing deadly pathogens, frostbite studies, and vivisections without anesthesia. Mysteries surrounding Unit 731. How much data survived and who actually used it after the war? Did Allied powers cover up parts of Unit 731 research in exchange for the data? Were more secret experiments conducted outside official records? Even today, full details remain classified or lost, leaving chilling gaps in the history of human experimentation. 18. Nazi occult research in the Die Glocke. The Nazis were obsessed with occultism, secret technologies, and the supernatural. One of the most famous mysteries is Die Glocke, the bell, allegedly a top-secret Nazi device. Some reports claim it was a time machine or anti-gravity device. Other historians suggest it was a high-speed physics experiment or a scientific hoax. What remains unexplained, was Die Glocke ever operational? Did it achieve anything that could have changed the war's outcome? Were there more miracle weapons lost or destroyed? Despite extensive research, the full truth remains unknown, and the story fuels countless conspiracy theories. 19. The mystery of the ghost blimps. During the war, the U.S. Navy used blimps for anti-submarine patrols along the East Coast. Some of these blimps vanished mysteriously. Crews disappeared without any wreckage found. Some sightings report phantom blimps in areas with no documented flights. Possible explanations include sabotage, mechanical failure, or enemy action. But the complete fates of these blimps remain unsolved, making them a lingering World War II mystery. 20. The disappearance of Nazi submarines with treasure. While we discussed I-52 earlier, the mystery of missing Nazi U-boats with cargo is much broader. Some U-boats reportedly carried gold, art, and secret documents to safe havens. Many vanished without a trace in the Atlantic or Arctic Oceans. Questions remain. Were these lost to Allied attacks, accidents, or intentional hiding? How much of Nazi treasure is still underwater or undiscovered? Modern treasure hunters continue searching, but many wrecks may be lost forever to the sea. 21. The Foo Fighters phenomenon. Pilots on both sides reported strange flying objects, nicknamed Foo Fighters, during World War II, described as glowing orbs or discs that followed aircraft but never attacked. Initially thought to be advanced enemy weapons or atmospheric phenomena. The mystery: were Foo Fighters natural phenomena, secret weapons, or something entirely unexplained? Most sightings were documented in mission reports, yet no definitive explanation exists. Some UFO researchers trace these accounts as early, modern UFO sightings. 22. The vanishing of the Phantom Army of Warsaw. During the Warsaw Uprising of 1944, resistance forces reportedly witnessed ghostly reinforcements or phantom movements. Civilians and soldiers claimed to see unidentifiable soldiers appearing suddenly and vanishing. Could these accounts be psychological effects of war, misreported troop movements, or something unexplained? The mystery remains, as few official records corroborate the eyewitness claims. 23. Secret Allied intelligence experiments. Allied powers also conducted secret experiments. British and American intelligence tested psychological operations, invisibility techniques, and early radar deception methods. Some projects, such as Operation Colossus or attempts at mind control, have incomplete documentation. Historians still debate, how far did these experiments go? Were there unintended consequences or accidents that remain undocumented? Many wartime intelligence archives remain partially classified, leaving gaps in our understanding. 24. The mystery of Hitler's missing documents. While many Nazi documents were destroyed at the end of the war, some files vanished without explanation. Plans for secret weapons, intelligence operations, and financial records are missing. Some were reportedly smuggled to neutral countries or buried in secret caches. The fate of these documents remains unknown, fueling speculation about hidden Nazi treasures, knowledge, or technology. Final thoughts on World War II's dark mysteries. World War II was more than battles and strategy. It was a conflict shrouded in secrecy, experimentation, and unexplained phenomena. Even now, decades later, lost ships, planes, and treasures remain undiscovered. Strange sightings and secret projects hint at unseen aspects of the war. Classified files and destroyed evidence leave gaps in history. These mysteries remind us that even in one of the most documented wars in human history, there are stories that remain in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered, or perhaps lost forever. Dark and creepy. Unsolved mysteries of World War II. World War II wasn't just a global conflict. It was also a time of disappearances, bizarre experiments, and unexplained deaths. Many of these mysteries remain unsolved, leaving historians, paranormal enthusiasts, and conspiracy theorists with chilling questions. 25. The disappearance of Allied soldiers in enemy territory. Thousands of Allied soldiers vanished behind enemy lines, and many were never found. Some were captured and executed in secret. Others were lost during covert operations, with no records of their fate. One famous case is the British Ghost Army soldiers in France. Units sent for deception operations sometimes disappeared without a trace. Historians still debate whether these soldiers were captured, killed, or simply erased from official records. 26. The horrors of Nazi human experiments. Beyond Unit 731, the Nazis conducted extensive human experiments in concentration camps. Dr. Josef Mengele, the Angel of Death, performed experiments on twins and children in Auschwitz. Victims were subjected to freezing tests, infectious diseases, sterilization experiments, and extreme surgeries. Mysteries include Mengele escaped capture after the war and died under a false identity. Some of his experiments remained undocumented, leaving historians unsure of the full scope. Many questions about the fates of victims and the results of experiments are still unanswered. 27. The disappearance of the Hessian pilots. During the late stages of the war, several German pilots reportedly vanished during experimental test flights of advanced aircraft. Some were testing jet prototypes or secret weapons like the Me-262 or V-2 rocket adaptations. Pilots reportedly disappeared mid-flight with no wreckage found. Speculation includes sabotage, mechanical failure, or secret Allied capture, but the truth remains unknown. 28. The mystery of the lost concentration camp files. When Allied forces liberated Nazi concentration camps, many documents and records had been destroyed. Lists of prisoners, experiments, and executions vanished. Some historians suspect intentional destruction by Nazis to hide war crimes. Despite years of investigation, some victims and their stories remain unknown, leaving gaps in our understanding of the Holocaust. 29. The phantom ships of the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is littered with lost ships from both sides of the conflict. German ships carrying refugees and valuables sank, often in mysterious circumstances. Some were allegedly scuttled by retreating forces, but others vanished without trace. Modern sonar scans occasionally locate wrecks, but many remain missing, fueling legends of sunken Nazi treasure and unexplained disappearances. 30. The case of the missing gold train in Poland. Toward the end of World War II, Nazis reportedly loaded a train with gold, jewels, and valuable documents to transport to Germany. The train disappeared somewhere in Poland. Treasure hunters and historians have tried to locate it for decades. Mysteries. Was the train destroyed in bombings, hidden in tunnels, or stolen by Soviet forces? Some locals claim to have seen it buried, but no confirmed discovery has been made. 31. The unexplained deaths in secret military bases. Both Axis and Allied forces conducted secret experiments and weapons tests in isolated bases. Many personnel reportedly died under mysterious circumstances. Deaths were often recorded as accidents, but witnesses described strange explosions, toxic exposures, or sudden disappearances. Examples include German V-2 rocket test sites, Allied radar, and experimental chemical labs. Most official records are incomplete, leaving exact causes of death unknown. 32. Legends of the werewolf resistance. As Nazi Germany fell, Hitler established the werewolf guerrilla network. Soldiers and civilians were trained to carry out sabotage and assassinations behind Allied lines. Eyewitnesses reported attacks that seemed to come from invisible or ghostly forces, giving rise to urban legends. Historians debate how many acts of terror were real versus exaggerated, yet some incidents remain unexplained in official records. 33. The mystery of Hitler's alleged secret escape. Though evidence overwhelmingly suggests Hitler died in the bunker, conspiracy theories persist. Some claim he escaped to South America using secret Nazi escape routes. No conclusive proof exists, yet post-war sightings and rumors fuel decades of speculation. This legend persists because few bodies and documents were publicly available immediately after the war, leaving space for mystery.